Well, hi, everybody, and welcome into the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show back here at Gordon Woods Stadium on a sunny, beautiful Wednesday, joined by Lions at Football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. About this time last week, we were going through probably Willow Park on our way to Arlington. Can you believe that was a whole week ago?
It doesn't seem like it was that long, but it is.
It does not. We have a new board op, by the way. Derek, is everything okay as we get started?
I'll let you know when we're done.
We've had to do that before.
Yes.
Remember that one show?
It was holiday.
It was.
And we came in real early to do the show. We went through the whole show, and it was about 40 minutes long, and then we had to redo it.
Yeah. That wasn't Derek, though.
I don't remember what happened.
That was somebody else. I don't know who it was, but here we are. It is a Wednesday before Christmas. You got big holiday plans, Coach?
I got plans. I don't know how big they are. I'm going to load myself up and my children and my spouse, and we're going to head to Alpine, Texas for, I guess, 3 days. Tomorrow will be the 23rd.
Yeah.
24th and 25th. Come back the 26th. We're bringing my mother-in-law back. She is going to see Dr. Roberts. She's having a hip replacement, so we're going to have her at the house, and she's going to do a rehab there. So we're going to bring her back and get all that done so she can be pain-free and be able to walk around again. So that's what my plans are for Christmas. We're going to have a good time those 3 days and just some rest and relaxation. It's always pretty in Alpine, and I guess the temperature's supposed to be in the 80s.
Yeah,
so
you'll be in the 80s.
It doesn't get any nicer than that. Sometimes I have an opportunity to go hunting with a friend. Anytime he asks, I always take a gun and I'm ready to go. So that may, happen. I always enjoy doing that. So just, some R&R.
Nice little getaway for you.
Yeah.
Send pictures. I know you have the past couple of times you've been out there, because there's just something about that country I love.
Well, it's beautiful, especially you get to Alpine, because you get right in the middle of the Davis Mountains. And if it doesn't matter where you're going, towards Marathon or towards Fort Davis, you drive through the mountains to get there, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's a wonderful place to visit. I don't know how, I lived there in 7th and 8th grade, and as a kid it was fine, but I just don't know that it's where I would want to live for a long extended period, because you get too bored, and I'm a guy that needs to do something. Right. But there's great people there. I mean, you can head through Marathon and go down towards Terlingua and Lajitas and make the river road from Lajitas to Presidio. And I mean, there's all kinds of day trips that you could do out there. And it seems when you're out there, it's real peaceful and pleasant. I see why there's a lot of people moving out there. Just because it's just, your own little spot on the earth. And it's pretty tranquil. It's neat. I mean, to go out there and visit for several days. And like I say, I always try to not sit. I try to do something, go make a day trip and just enjoying the scenery. And just, it seems like you're in a different world when you're down there.
You ever been to the Gage Hotel?
Have I? Yeah. Like I said, my wife was born and raised in Alpine, and she knows everything there is to know around there. And man, one of my favorite shows is Texas Country Reporter. I absolutely love that show, and they're always doing shoots out in that area. So if I see one, I try to go to that place and check it out, from some homemade boots in Marfa to the little piccolo type flutes in Marathon. I mean, there's something everywhere. Or you just going to Fort Davis and walking through the fort.
Oh, I love that.
It's a neat thing. Or you can drive on up to Balmaray and check out the Balmaray Springs. But like I said, I enjoy going out there. After about 3 or 4 days or a week or so, I'm ready to come home, because this is where I was born and raised, and this is home to me. So, but I enjoy going out there and visiting several days.
That fort in Fort Davis, I've been there a couple of times. And then you have the Indian Lodge up in the Fort Davis Mountains.
Look at you.
Man,
and you got McDonald.
I love that area.
Me too. You got McDonald Observatory
right
that you
down
can
the
go.
road.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, safe travels this weekend. And
sorry to take a question, drag a simple question into a 5-minute conversation.
I get goosebumps talking about that in that part of the state, because I do love it.
And with it being the weather being nice, be good to get out. I mean, I think it's supposed to be in the 80s.
Now, have you ever gone to the Balmorhea? You mentioned the Balmorhea Springs. Have you actually? I haven't taken a dip in the springs.
I have been there. I haven't taken a dip. My mother's taken me by there on the way home. Stuckley's saying he's been.
Have you been? What?
When I was a kid, years and years and years ago,
You went to Balmorhea Springs
I did.
in the pool?
Was.
Oh man!
Yeah, my mother used to go swimming there all the time, so she
Wow.
took us by several times. And you can get back this way, going that way. I just haven't taken the time to stop and actually swim in it.
You know what amazes me is it's always same level. There's hardly any water out in that part of the state. So where does all of that nice, clean, crisp water come from?
The ground.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right. Well, let's see if we can find any sports to talk about. I know we have a little basketball to wrap up from the past few days.
Yeah, our Lady Lions competed at Warren Gym against San Angelo Lakeview and were successful. Pretty dominant in that game. I know they're looking forward to the break that they're having and that they're getting next couple of days, and then they'll get ready for the Holiday Classic, which starts the 28th. And then our boys been sort of running the gamut. They played Coleman here at Warren Gym and were successful in that game, and then traveled to Snyder and maybe had a little road lag or road worry, but they dropped that game to a pretty good Snyder team apparently. So again, them coming home and getting a couple of days off before we kick off the Holiday Classic, which is the 28th through the 30th. It'll be held at Warren Gym and at the Coliseum. A great opportunity for people coming back to town to be in with family to get to go out and watch some games and just sit and visit. I mean, it's not just the basketball; it's
That's
the
right.
camaraderie. It's
That's
the
what I
people
like
in
about
town.
it.
It's
Yeah.
to sit in a group and talk to someone during a basketball game is a really neat experience. So, encourage everybody that has some free time or is looking for something to do, go out and enjoy some great basketball, but at the same time, enjoy some great fellowships with somebody you may not know was in town, and some friendly fellowship. So it's going to be fun.
Game started 8 o'clock at both the Coliseum and Warren Gym on Tuesday morning. $15 passes for all 3 days, 57 games. What a great deal. And as you said, the camaraderie, seeing some of the old coaches and some old friends. We're going to do a remote Wednesday from 10 until noon over
Awesome.
there. So
Awesome.
if you're there, we'll try to
I'm-
catch up with you.
I'm
So
sure I'll be there.
Roland Soto and some of the coaches. So I love the Holiday Classic.
Yeah,
I really
you know
do.
what is neat? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I'm-
Is there's two events that we've been targeting to try to get back to where they were. One was the Holiday Classic with Coach George Perez. I mean, she's awesome and passionate about basketball, and she's really worked hard with Roland and Coach Parker to get good teams here, local teams as well as others. But just have the opportunity to get the Classic back to where it was, where I remember it when I was a kid. And we would just go, man, I'll never forget my mother just dropping me off in the morning and us staying all day long and visiting and as kids. But I mean, it's a great thing for adults as well. And then the other one was the Blue Bonnet Relays and getting that back to where it was when I was growing up and through the glory days. And Coach Howard has been working extremely hard on that. You know, I think we're at 30-something teams
Oh,
right now
wow.
for that. And we're early. So I'm really excited about the Classic and seeing it this year and the number of teams we have, and also looking forward to the spring when the Blue Bonnets come. But it's going to be neat. It's going to be fun. So, and I still love the Coliseum and everything about the Coliseum and playing those games in the Coliseum is pretty neat.
Well, I know something magical about it, no
Yes,
doubt
sir.
about that. And we got teams like Sydney and Gustine playing for the first time. You know, some of the small schools, of course, Goldthwaite, De Leon, Coleman, some other, but Wellington, Levelland.
Yep.
It'll be fun
Now
time.
it's got some West Texas teams coming in that'll spend the night and give some revenue to our local businesses, and that's what it's all about. It's a neat deal. So I'm excited about it.
All right. Yeah, other than that, not a whole lot going on sports-wise until after the first of the year, except for the Holiday Classic. So,
Well,
we can all
you
take
got
a-
about as many bowl games as you can find.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know why we didn't do a bowl game pick 'em, probably because there's about 80 of them.
All right, let's do one tonight. I know who's playing the Armed Forces Bowl, Army and Missouri. I'll take Army.
I guess I'll take Army too. They're playing Mizzou.
They're playing Mizzou. Now-
Is the Army the one that's really good this year?
I think they finished 7-5. I
Okay, I'll
believe,
take
or
Missouri.
8-4. Yeah, Missouri probably will. But
If you take Army,
I'll take Army.
I'll be a fan. Take the other one, make it a competition.
now Monday, We could do a lot of pick'ems on the bowl. We can do that.
Okay.
Because there'll be a lot of games the following next week.
Yeah, that'll be neat
Good
because
ones.
the good bowls are coming up. We've already had the salad bowl and the toilet bowl and the
Cherry Bowl.
yeah, all those that. Have you heard some of the names
Yes,
of those bowls?
I have.
I'm like,
Yeah, no doubt. But next week, Texas Tech and A&M and
yep.
a lot of our Texas schools will be playing. So we'll do
Yeah,
some
that'll be
picks on
fun.
Monday's
That'll be real
show.
fun.
I'll get us ready for that. All right, so Christmas is coming up, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite Christmas tune? If you had to listen to one over and over again.
Little Drummer Boy, without a doubt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the one with Bing Crosby and David Bowie, the
Yeah,
duet they do?
I like any of the versions.
Really?
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I played one on the radio yesterday, I think it was, and I heard it. Maybe it was the day before.
It was the Bing Crosby, David
yeah,
Bowie.
it was really good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites right there. Derek knows my favorite Christmas tune.
Winter Wonderland.
I sing it everywhere.
Walking in the Wonderland, is that it?
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Sing it.
And we've got some things for you, man. You brought us out some cheese and sausage. I haven't got the sausage yet, but that cheese is unbelievable.
Well, I'm glad you like it. That was my Christmas gifts this year. I gave out some sausage that I made
Wow.
and some smoked cheese. So I enjoyed doing it. I have as much fun doing it, almost as much fun doing it as I do giving it. So I hope you enjoy it.
You got a knack for that, Coach. Everything I've eaten, you've brought me ribs and brisket and sausage and the cheese. Everything is just unbelievable.
Well, I appreciate
What you
that. I
fixed.
do it for the fun of it. I like eating it, of course, but I don't. When I'm doing it, I don't eat a bunch of it because there's something about the smoke and all that. When you're in the middle of it for however many hours, you feel like you've already eaten. But I love giving it to friends as gifts. I don't know, just it makes me feel good. So I'm glad you liked it. There's
Yes.
more to come. I think it's my retirement plan.
I forgot mine yesterday, but Derek texted me about 8:30 last night. Says I have eaten every bit of that cheese. You ate the whole big block,
Well, we can get him some more.
and I was eating some on the air this morning. It's delicious. Thank you
Good.
so much
You're
for that.
quite
You're always so
welcome.
kind. All right. Anything else in the sports world?
You know the Redskins got whooped last
I
night?
do by the Eagles. Cowboys are this close to clinching the NFC East.
I'm sounding real intelligent, but really got the answer from Stuckley just before we started
Yeah.
on the air. He told me who won.
Yep. The Eagles beat the Washington football team.
That's good.
Dallas has the Washington football team Sunday night at 7:20. It's an NBC Sunday night
Yeah, like
football.
play them twice in how many days? 7 days,
Yeah.
something like that. We haven't lost a division game yet.
I know Cowboys are
5-0.
sitting pretty.
They are.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they could get that number 1 seed, but I don't think they're going to get that from the old Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think they're number 2 seed right now, Derek.
Yes.
Packers number 1,
Wow.
Cowboys number 2.
Did you see the game between the Packers and the Baltimore Ravens? Baltimore was down bad. Everyone's like it's sort of like it's over, and they came
touchdowns.
back and scored 2 touchdowns, and then went for 2. And of course, you're always going to get ridiculed if you don't make it. There wasn't as much ridicule for him to go for 2. I thought it was an outstanding idea, but the fact that he ran a single receiver route, rolled out, and instead of having the whole field, using the whole field, you narrow the field down. He only threw to 1 receiver. Like I said, I'm not knocking the coach. That was what he felt was going to get in at the time, and he went with it. I don't know if you noticed, but they had a drag came across the back of the end zone that was wide
Yeah,
open.
he was open.
If he could have seen him, it would have worked. But like I said, I'm not questioning the coach. I thought it was a great gutsy call to go for it and try to get the win. He went with the play that he felt him and his team trusted, and they felt like they could execute. And of course, everybody else is there to analyze his call. But man, I thought it was an awesome game and a gutsy call by
It was.
the Ravens.
Harbaugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like both Harbaughs.
All right, now the Packers, we need to root. They're playing Saturday. Is it the Browns?
Yes.
They're playing.
Come
We need to be
on,
Browns fans.
Browns.
Absolutely on Saturday, and of course Cowboys on Sunday night. Packers lose, Cowboys win. They'll be tied for the first
Really?
seed.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Yeah, and then what do they do there? Coin flip?
I don't know how.
I wonder how they tie
tiebreakers
break.
work.
So if you're both the number 1 seed, which in my understanding is the only one that gets a bye
Yeah,
in the playoffs,
That's
how do you
right.
determine?
and home field advantage too.
Yes,
I
how do
don't
you
know.
determine who that may be?
I think it's strength of schedule. Isn't that right, Derek, or something like that? Or,
Supposedly, if those two are tied, Dallas wins the tiebreaker, but I don't understand
We don't care at this point.
Yeah,
as long
who
as-
cares?
Who cares?
As long as the Cowboys.
Well, let's do that.
You
Come
know-
on, Cowboys, and let's go. Man, that means that game's even worth more than
It is. By the way, have you ever been in that situation where go for one to tie, go for two to win in regulation, maybe at the end of a game? I remember.
I have been in it to where you go for two to tie or go for one to win, and we actually hit our receiver in the hands, and we had that thing won. He dropped it, and we lost the game.
Oh man!
But I mean, it was a good play.
I don't
But
know.
yes, it's a tough call.
Yeah, it is.
But you always got to look at who you're playing, how you feel you can do against them. Can you stop them? A great example of that is the Auburn-Alabama game. And Auburn scored in the first overtime and should have gone for two. I mean, you're going to have to go for two the next time anyway by the new rules. Why not use your best play right then? If it's going to work then, in the next one, it's going to work in this one, and don't give them a chance to get back on the field and score, or even, are you not scoring? So I thought if they would have had the courage to done it in that first overtime, they'd have won that game.
I know it. I do remember Graham and Coach McCoy. I think it was 2011 or 12 state championship game. They get down and score down by one. He decides to go for two to try to win the ball game. Came up a little bit short, but that's in a state
Who were
title.
they
That'd be
playing?
a tough situation to.
Oh man, there's no
what are you
doubt
gonna
about
do?
it. There's no doubt about it. It's a tough situation.
You remember that, Derek?
I do.
Yeah, that was an interesting call, but they were gutsy going for two to try to win it instead of overtime.
Yeah, and
So,
I commend them for that. I mean, you're living for today in the moment. You don't look at what the future holds. You go for right now. But for us, I mean, our mentality is if we're in that situation, if we score first, we'll kick that extra point to make it 7, and then put the pressure on the other team to score and make their decision. But for us, if we're behind, knowing that the playoff rules have changed and how you go on that second drive, you got to go for two. And on the third, fourth, and fifth, there's no more drives. It's just going for two. So we had worked a bank of 2-point plays we had all year. If we're behind, I mean, you can look forward to it. If unless it's a game that we feel we can stop you and then score ourselves. Once we score that touchdown, if we're down by a point, we're probably going to go for two because we have our 2-point plays and we rep those all the time, and that's probably what we're going to do because your chances of scoring again and all that becomes slim. And besides, if you do score again, you're going to have to run that 2-point play anyway.
So, as a coach, you have got specific plays already lined up in case we go for two.
And then we prioritize them too. This is our best. This is our second best. We have 5 of them.
Well, how about that? All right, man, good stuff. Wow, interesting stuff today. And, Coach, again, you're off a couple of 3 days. Be safe in your travels. And
I sure
you and
will.
your family, and happy holidays. And thanks again for all the goods. And we'll be back again on Monday, and we'll do some college football picks.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. All right. You got anything else today?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Harry Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, EMC Bank, Painter Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, The Real Talk, with Chad Valdez Podcast, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right, Coach, thank you again. Safe travels, and we will visit with you again on Monday.
You bet. Happy holidays, Brownwood.
And that is the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show for this Wednesday here on KOXE 1013 on your KOXE KBWD Facebook page and video streamed at KOXE.com.